Hello, and welcome to this segment of DiabloSpot. Today, I felt like showing you guys something from the past, something I wrote earlier, and it's about the art style of Diablo 3. And this article is pulling from an interview on Gama Sutra, and this interview is on Kevin Martins and Julian Love from the Diablo 3 dev team. And what they're talking about is how Diablo 2 put a lot of focus on the character. And instead of talking about this, I feel that I should just show you on my computer. So that's what we're going to do right now.
Here we are on my desktop again, and I'm going to open up Diablo 2. Just to warn you, it's going to be in windowed mode, mainly because Camtasia seems to be having troubles with recording Diablo 2 in full screen mode. So I'm going to open up a Battle.net account. This is mainly because I have a character on here that can go anywhere. Going to create a game and add a password so we don't get any spammers jumping in on this. So now you can see that my character is very bright comparatively to the other characters, and he or she will have a light radius, which even causes more focus to be on this character. It's slightly noticeable here, the light radius, but if we now go to a dungeon, we'll even notice it more. As you can see, we just have darkness all the way around us, and you can tell that this light radius is very noticeable now. And your focus is completely on your character because there's not much to look at. So now we'll go into Loot Galane. It's still very bright here, but as you can tell, we still have this light radius circling around us. And the NPCs are still much duller than our character. So now we'll go to a dungeon here. It's very dark here, just like any dungeon. We have this darkness around from what our light radius cannot see, or where there's no light. And now we'll run to Kurost, and notice that this area is very dull. It's very gray, and it just accentuates our character even more. There's more focus on our character. So now we'll go to the Durance of Hate, a very dark area. Since we have all this gray, the darkness just even adds more to that, and we are very focused on our character because again, there's not much that we get to look at except enemies. Pandemonium Fortress here, it's very gray, very dark, or not very dark, but dark still. And as you can see, these NPCs are now getting up to the vibrance of our character, but since we have a light radius, we're still more noticeable. And also it helps that our character looks different than any other NPC. So now we'll go to the River of Flame. And this area is probably one of the bright areas, mainly because we have all this lava all the way around us. But again, you can see that some of the area is still dark and causes our character to be very noticeable. We'll now go to Harrogath. It's more vibrant here. We have all this falling snow and everything, but still, your character is very noticeable. They are in the middle of the screen, and they have a light radius. So now we'll go to the last area, being the Worldstone Keep. And you can still see here that your character is still very noticeable. Go back to Harrogath. So, what does all this mean? Well, the designers for Diablo 2 more than likely felt that your character was going to be the main focus, and they were correct. Diablo 2 is all about customizing your character, making them look badass. So now I'm going to go back to the video about me talking more about Diablo 3 and its art style.
And welcome back from the Diablo 2 video I just showed you. Hopefully you got a good idea of how Diablo 2, or how the designers specifically, put focus on the character and not the environment that they were in. This is what the Diablo 3 dev team was trying to do, and I think they succeeded in doing so, but you can tell that this would be a much harder feat to do in a 3D environment comparatively to a 2D environment. Another thing that I read in this article is that they know when to stop iterating through a game when everyone internally is playing the game and not working on it. So right now, I'm hoping that the Diablo 3 dev team is more playing the game rather than working on it, because then that means that it will be coming out sooner. And everyone wants that to happen, right? So, this is the end of this segment of DiabloSpot. And I'm Halogen, and I thank you for watching.